Okay, so we're back again and it's tip 10 today, and we're going to talk about a very interesting topic called max physical potential. So what this is it's the Alright, so we're back again and it's tip 10 of an interesting topic today, max physical potential. So we're going to go through this with an example because it's the best way to explain it. So we're going to have Timbo. Timbo is 43 years old, male, and he's thinking about running a marathon. First time, never done it before. So what we want to think about here is at this point in Timbo's biological age, so 43 years old, he doesn't have any experience with running really at all, just total beginner. So from there's going to be a theoretical concept about what is his best possible time outcome that he can reach from this starting point. So we think if he starts now at 43 years old and he just dedicates absolutely everything to it and it all goes also perfectly, so it goes as well as is possible. All right, let's just make up a time here. We're going to say that absolute best is going to be at 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, if he starts now from zero. All right, but then we can go back and think, well, what if Timbo, same guy, started when he was a 3-year-old? Now, of course, he's not going to start marathon running then, but he's going to start developing his body with an idea of being the best possible marathon runner at some point in his life. And again, we're kind of assuming that it goes well here. So then if he started at that young age, 40 years ago, and it goes really well, maybe he reaches, 2:21 there. Then what about another same point here, but starting a bit later, 15 years old. So he's already kind of getting through puberty, starting to develop as a person, but now he's looking to get into his marathon running. Now here, again, as an example, it's going to be pretty similar to the 3-year-old, but he doesn't quite have as many years to build up, and those early stages can make a difference. And so maybe here his time is 2:27, something like that. And then finally, let's go into the future. He doesn't start now. He spends a lot of time procrastinating, kind of building up to it, maybe online researching. And then finally, he starts training as a 60-year-old. And he still commits everything and he just goes as best he can. But starting at 60 years old, maybe his best possible time is something like that, 3:30, 3 hours and 30 minutes. So with that example, you can probably see what this concept is. So the concept is if you start at whatever point, how high can you reach? What is your maximum potential from that point? Now, obviously the earlier you start, the better the higher you can possibly reach. Now it doesn't, there's a lot to talk about with programming and all of that stuff, but just assume that it's a well-balanced program and it all goes well, whatever that happens to mean. Now you might also think that, well, here, this is not close to a world record or anything like that. He started as a 3-year-old. And that's true because not everybody has the ability to be the world record holder, even if it goes perfectly. Body shape, the joints, the tendon attachments, what kind of bone structure do you have? All of that stuff plays a big role. You might be no matter how much you want to be an elite swimmer, if you're very, very short and have tiny hands and feet, it's not going to work. So at a world record level, you'll still be extremely good, but you kind of understand the point there. Now you also see that biological age does play a role. There's just no way starting as a 60-year-old that you're going to reach the same results that you will reach if you started much younger. You can still make dramatic improvements because if he started here and day one ran the marathon as a 43-year-old, maybe he's got to do 4 hours and 30 minutes. But then with the training, he can get it all the way down to this 2 hours 45. So what is the point about this? Well, the point here is that it's a good concept to understand, that you can grow and improve as you go along, and depending where you start, you might have more or less room for absolute improvement. And also understand that if you're thinking about reaching the absolute maximum, it's a theoretical concept because you never know, what differences could have gone into the training and what effect they would have had. But there's got to be a sacrifice involved. To get anywhere near your max, you're going to have to really commit to that and dedicate yourself to that. And when we go back to our life cycle here, you see the closer you're getting to these maxes here, which is up here in this expert stage, the sacrifices to make improvements become bigger and the improvements become smaller. And at some point, it might just not be worth it. You might need to dedicate like 50% more effort to make a 1% more improvement, and maybe you just don't feel that's worth it. And so you're not going to reach your theoretical, max potential, but then maybe you just don't care. And that's completely fine. It just depends on what your goals are and where you're thinking you want this to go. And that's got to lead into our tip tomorrow, where we're going to talk about understanding that what you're looking for there. Are you looking for the max physical potential or get as close as you can? Or are you more looking for some balance overall with other things in your life? Are you looking to have fun? All that sort of stuff. And we're going to get more into that tomorrow with tip 11. All right. Thank you.